Alright YouTube, I was trying to replace the door handles on my 2012 Jeep Liberty. Looked at a video and it was a big pain in the butt. You have to remove a ton of stuff, remove all the wires, pull it through. It's just a lot to remove. So what I did was I simply watched a video on how to remove the door panel, the outside door panel, and then I zip tied it to the other part so I didn't even have to undo the window right there. And then what I did was there's an access port right here for one side of that nut right there to get the handle off, but there was nothing over here to get it off. So what I did was I drilled a little access port right there. I messed up the first time, but you guys can learn from my mistake. I drilled a little access port right there. I put hot glue on the end of my socket to make sure that they didn't fall down in there, and then I used the paper on the socket to put them back in so that it wouldn't fall off and I wouldn't gunk it up with hot glue putting it back on after I'd had it all cleaned off. I'm going to cover it up with hot glue. You could even get black hot glue if you're picky. This whole thing's going to be covered. You'll never see it. You really need to be careful, you know, and make sure that you don't hit the window. On the front one it's not so bad, but there's really no electrical parts or anything that you have to worry about to messing up on the front one or anything around there. You can look at pictures of, you know, the interior of what the panel would look like on the back side just for a replacement part, so you can kind of get an idea of what it looks like behind there without having to remove everything. But yeah, and then I just had my wife hold the handle on the outside, keeping pressure on it, and replace the front new one. And then on the back you have to cut a bigger hole. There's that same access port for that one right there, but you have to cut a bigger hole, and there's some type of like window track, and it's metal. I thought it was rubber, and I was just going to kind of nick it off with the Sawzall. But I mean, it's not the prettiest thing. Obviously, it's a bigger hole covered up with hot glue. You could even, you know, then you can remove it. These handles go bad so dang fast. They go gray and ugly looking in like 5 years, so you're going to want to replace them again. They should have made it a little easier. So you're just going to take this one out. With this one being hard to get the socket on, I think you're going to want to remove this one, or remove this one first, and then whenever you're reinstalling it, you're going to want to remove this one first and then remove this one second, and then reverse that when you go to install it. So you will install the socket, or the nut on the bolt right there first, so that the whole shank isn't sticking out, making it hard to get your socket on it, and then do this one next. And then I just zip tied this to the door too, so I didn't have to undo the little clip on this. These go bad in my opinion, you know, unplugging them and plugging them back in and all that. And then there's really nothing. The whole window track and everything is over here. This is really just dead space that they honestly should have put a little port right in there for you to access that without having to remove, I mean, a gazillion things. It's ridiculous how much you have to do to just change the door handles on the exterior of this car. But that's what I did. If anybody's got any questions, I'll try to help you out best I can. Take it easy.